What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Friday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com, Restored Motions, RestoredMotions.com, and ProChargeEV, ProChargeEV.com. All right, y'all. Yesterday, first day of fall camp for the Tigers. Saints had the day off on Thursday. And so both are back at it today, LSU and the Saints. So excited to get back out there. Was out there yesterday for LSU practice. I'll be back out there again this morning. They let us watch about 2 hours yesterday. Today we're only getting like 15 minutes, but yesterday, the way they've kind of said it is on days like yesterday, they'll let us shoot like pictures, videos for the first 15 minutes. And yesterday that was indoors. And then they went outdoors. We could stay for the rest of practice, but we couldn't take pictures or videos or anything like that for the rest of practice. Today, though, it's we get the first. They allow us like 15 minutes. Like that's it. So smaller window, smaller sample today. So we'll see. We'll see how it looks. But happy to run through anything that might interest y'all. So fire away with questions or comments, and I'll dive into it. I will say some good mornings. The thing that I will tell you, and I'm sure if you listen to AFR or LSU Daily, or probably read anything from practice yesterday, the one glaring, gigantic, unmistakable thing that stood out is LSU's receivers had a quite a day against LSU's defensive backfield. So it was just day one. They were doing things in 7-on-7 and then 1-on-1s. So like there wasn't a pass rush. We didn't get to see full defense. You weren't watching full 11-on-11. No pads. So it's a caveat. I mean, Brian Kelly said it after practice. Drills like that are tilted toward the offense. Because you got a 100-yard long field and 53 yards wide, and there's no pass rush, and there's nobody else on the field, and the receiver can go wherever, do whatever. But man, I'm gonna tell y'all, it didn't matter if it was a shallow cross, if it was a dig, if it was a go, if it was a slant. I mean, you could be like one of them aliens that came from outer space, right? The biologics that were the non-human biologics that were recovered at the crash sites for the aliens. And you could walk up into the catwalk yesterday at the indoor facility, having never watched football ever or known what it is, and you would have looked at that and said, I mean, the objective is to catch the ball, right, for the guys in the white jersey, and the guys in the purple are trying to stop them from catching it. Yeah, the guys in the purple ain't doing a good job. Like, you could have watched nothing and known nothing about football and seen that, and you'd have been like, oh. Sheldon Sampson dusted Denver Harris on a go route. Oh, my God. I mean, ran right past him. And it got to the point where, so then instead of playing press man, like on the line, the DBs would give him like a 5-yard cushion. And all that did was just open things even more. So it's weird. Like, I mean, we'll see how it, I'm sure as they put pads on, as they start doing team drills, it'll get more competitive. But, again, just one day, I'm not going to overreact to it, but it was something to behold yesterday. All right, let's say some good mornings. I'm trying to think, if you were here yesterday, I talked about Andre Sam and how I thought he was pretty critical at safety. And when they ran the first defense out there, Andre Sam was the free safety, and Greg Brooks was the nickel. So we'll see if he can hold that job, Sam. But I think that's so critical for this defense because Brooks is better in the nickel. So you need someone to emerge at safety. And so Sam and Major Burns were your safeties yesterday. But, man, even when they went outside and they were doing 7-on-7s, there was a time where Major Burns and Zy Alexander collided. I mean, it was no pads on. You got two big dudes running full speed. They ran into each other going after an interception. Um, not a great day for the secondary yesterday, let's put it to you that way. Really good day for the quarterbacks, receivers, running backs, no real rotation. I mean, no noticeable order rotation, like everybody got reps. It was interesting when they went first team defense. I mentioned Sam. The other thing, too, is the interior linemen were Mason Smith and Jacoby and Guillory, not Makai Wingo. Ovia Gofu, the Texas transfer, was the first team Jack. Braden Swinson ran second. Deshaun Womack, they did not have it at Jack. They had him at defensive tackle or defensive end, not at the Jack spot. So they have Womack at that big end spot behind Savion Jones. Perkins and Omar Spates, your inside backers. Oh, the first corners were Zy Alexander and Deuce Chestnut. Zy Alexander from Southeastern and Chestnut from Syracuse were your first corners out there. So, okay, let's say some good mornings. See what y'all got. Craig Duke, Trey Potan, Charlie Cavell, Bubba Smith. Fish, what's up, man? Good morning. Kelly Gross, good morning. Danny Landry, morning, Matt. Where are your shoes? I couldn't see them yesterday. Okay. Hang on, I'll go get them. Hang on. They're right here. Hang on. I'll bust in a minute. Hang on. Y'all. So, Gordon McKernan was in studio yesterday, and I mean, I kind of knew that they were doing this. They kind of told me they were doing this, but they made the presentation to me yesterday. So Gordon did a bunch of custom sneakers for like the attorneys in his office and people who've been partners with him. So they had me on the list. So he did a pair of custom Jordans for me. Like they didn't just use the cardboard shoebox. They got Jordan carrying cases for everybody. I mean, you want to talk about a dude that goes all out. I mean, so shout out to Brad Duncan. Brad Duncan is the artist who did these. You basically just get plain old Jordans and you paint them. Just think about that. I mean, y'all, that is fire. So it's got the AFR on the tag, and on this side, on the outside, it's got AFR, of course, and the Gordon logo. And then the same thing on this tag. This tag has the G, the Gordon G, and of course AFR and the Gordon G again. He did I don't know if y'all could see like the detail. He did an awesome job with it, man. I mean, it's pretty incredible. So, shout out to Brad Duncan, the artist who did them, and super mega thanks to Gordon for the generosity. He said Brad did like 70 pair, 70. It was like for all the attorneys in his office, and then several others, me, whatever. But anyway, awesome. They're phenomenal. So. Michael Cook, good morning. James Bradford, what about Mason Taylor? Think his spot is up for grabs? No. Mason Taylor was the first tight end. I'll tell you, the tight ends were impressive. Now it's Taylor and then the three freshmen, but all three freshmen had their moments. So Mac Markway is the big kid from St. Louis, y'all. He is physically put together. Like you can always tell the first day of practice. I was thinking about this yesterday. This is my 17th season covering LSU football. 17th. Anyway, you can. One of the things I always do when I go out there the first day is I look at I want to see which freshmen physically pop, and the freshman that physically popped yesterday was Mac Markway. They have him listed, I think, at 6'4", 250. Y'all, he's a refrigerator. Like, he is thick solid front to back. I mean, he don't look like a kid. And as big and strong as he is, he can catch too. He made some really nice catches. Kamorian Pimpton, that's a kid who was committed to Vanderbilt that LSU flipped. Y'all, he's 6'6". Now he's thin, but he is long. He is unmistakable. He wears 88. He was running with the twos along with Jackson McGowan. McGowan or McGowan. Oh, we'll get I think it's McGowan. But McGowan, who wears 83, was actually the first tight end to go after Mason Smith in the team drills that we saw. So they all ran. I mean, they all rotated. But McGowan was the one that went first, and he's a really impressive pass catcher as well. But you could tell, man, Kelly knows what he's doing with them tight ends, bro. He knows what he is doing. But no, Mason Taylor's spot's not. Mason Taylor had a beautiful catch, man. There was a play when they were doing 7-on-7s outside, and Taylor was on the left side of the formation. He was coming across, and Nuss was the quarterback. It was a bad throw. Don't kill me for saying Nuss made a bad throw. He did. And Taylor made a diving catch coming across the formation to make the reception. It was a great play. Darren Gagnon, good morning. Hoping that our secondary gets more competitive. I know it's only day one. Yeah, like Darren, I really think that that is an important distinction. I mean, it is the first day. They're not in pads. So there's no pass rush. Brian Kelly's right. Those drills are geared more toward the offense, but I've been going out there a long time and seeing a lot of them drills like that, and yesterday was something to behold. Our YouTube, smash that like button. Devin Johnson, good morning. You know, this might sound crazy. I didn't realize how deep our roster is in some positions. Running back room, my gosh. Aaron Anderson looks deadly, looks very fast. Anderson will be interesting to watch. He was on punt return. Gregory Clayton took the first reps, and then Aaron Anderson was second. I think Aaron Anderson probably wins that job, either punt or kickoff return. Look, all the receivers stood out yesterday. As far as the running back room, I can't tell you anybody stood out. We didn't really get to see a ton from them. You probably notice more when the pads come on, they go full pads, but they just have a lot of bodies. That's the thing. It's just they got a lot of guys out there at running back. Trivia Carter, Perkins for Heisman, good morning. I know you don't do recruiting, but the number one player in Texas has been posting an awful lot about LSU. So you're talking about Colin Simmons. I do know that. Colin Simmons announced yesterday that his commitment date is next Thursday, August 10th. So he's now 6 days away. So I guess the fact that his last visit was LSU and then announced his commitment date, I saw Billy Embody and Shay Dixon both put in crystal ball predictions for LSU. So next Thursday could be a really good day for Brian Kelly and the Tigers. Leon Williams, Jesse Post, Brian Penton, good morning from the middle of a cornfield in Iowa. Cliff Nelson, good morning, coming to you live from the ATL. All right, Cliff. Have a great weekend, man. Truax, what's good, man? Wendell Norman, Tiger Diver, good morning. Cajun Country, good morning. Can you show? The bag Gordon gave you. There it was, yeah. I need to, let's see, you posted a reel for practice today. So I did post yesterday a reel. I think I posted two. Oh, you know what I did? I had 3 videos I posted. One was the quarterback drills. One was Nussmeier and operating the red zone offense. And then one was like linebacker drills with Perkins and Spates. But I posted all 3 on Twitter or X. Only one of the videos was a vertical. So I posted that as a reel on Insta and on TikTok. But I'll try to get more today. The thing to keep in mind that's hard is like when we only have 15 minutes to to take video and whatnot. But I'm also in there trying to take notes. So it's hard, like, to be trying to look at everything to get notes and also then be trying to get video. But yes, but I'll do my best for sure. Brian Wynn, Larry Garner, Mason Batts. Good morning. How did Jaden look? Jaden looked like Jaden, man. Poised, in control. I made all throws. It's funny. I posted that reel I mentioned, the short clip of the quarterbacks doing like one little drill where, like, it's basically simulating moving in the pocket and having someone hit at the ball, and then they make a throw. And a lot of the Nuss Bus drivers are, you can tell who the starting quarterbacks could be based on that. No, you can't. If arm talent was the only determining factor, Walker Howard would be the starter at LSU because he was better than all of them. Arm talent, that's not debatable. But yeah, man, quarterbacks look good. If I had to tell you takeaways, Jaden was consistent. Nussmeier had the highs and lows when they went outside. He made some beautiful throws, man. He made a throw that who dropped it? I don't have my notes. I think it was Aaron Anderson actually that dropped it. Nuss made a beautiful throw. I mean, 7-on-7s. It was about a 20-yard slant, and he threw it on a rope. I mean, you see the arm talent with him. I mean, it's unmistakable. Dude is a really talented, gifted player. But then there was an out route that he missed by 5 yards. I mean, it's like, so anyway, consistency for Nuss would need to improve. And then Ricky Collins look good. He's got to come along physically. He needs to put on weight. Arm strength needs to get a little better. His release is a little slower. It's just noticeable, but I mean, you see Daniels and Nussmeier. I mean, Daniels is a fifth-year college player. Nussmeier is a super talented guy. And then Collins is coming in as a true freshman. Like, there should be a gap. You know what I mean? So, he's not ready to play, but don't have to play, which is the good news. Let's see. Cajun Country DBs, a little worried. What I'll say is this. Reed Rule, happy Friday. What I'll say about the DBs is coming into this camp, we talked about that position group as one that was a question. And after day one, what we validated is that it's a question. But you gotta, you're 4 weeks from Sunday from playing. So you got a month to get into shape and to get going and to figure out positions and who's going to emerge. And again, they're going to put on the pads, and when you're still going to have a pass rush, and you're going to affect the quarterback. There's just a lot of variables that'll change. Leon Williams, if the wide receivers were that good, were the quarterbacks that great too, how did the backup quarterbacks look? Yeah, so they had 4 quarterbacks out there. The fourth is, I don't know this kid's name, number 16. And then they had another that was like, signaling plays on the sidelines. 16 is George Hamsley. And then they had Matt O'Dowd out there as well, who's wearing 15. They were signaling in the plays. But I think 15 went to the defense. And so when the quarterbacks are doing quarterback drills, 15 went with the defense. And so, because they need someone's got to throw passes for the DBs to do ball drills and all that sort of stuff. So, 15 worked with the defense, and the 4 others that I mentioned stayed and worked with the offense and did quarterback drills. Trivia Carter, maybe Daniels and the wide receivers worked at being more like Burrow and the Bayou Boys. Man, it's still a comp that I don't quite want to make. But but yeah, I mean, there's reason to believe that another year together, timing, accuracy, synergy, knowing the offense, all that stuff matters. Donovan Peterson, what number is Sampson? He's 6. Sheldon Sampson's wearing 6. Brad David, do you still think Marcus Freeman will not make it at Notre Dame? Um, I don't know that I ever said he wouldn't make it at Notre Dame. What I said is he won't win a national championship at Notre Dame. Peter Fennert, good morning. Dalton Barnett, first day of practice, wide receivers won the one-on-ones. Like Brian Kelly said, that's expected. Hope they can get all the talent in the defensive backfield straightened out. I'm telling y'all, man, it didn't matter if it was Malik Neighbors and Kyron Lacey or Kai Prion and Kyle Parker. I mean, wide receivers had a day yesterday. They had a day. I'm telling y'all, they had a day. Let's see, Brad, since you have to work during LSU games, do you ever miss going to games as a fan? Absolutely. Absolutely. Ronnie Duga, do y'all have a new voice guy? The Sunshine one is different, so used to the old one. So, good catch. Good catch, Ronnie. Not many people would. No, we do not have a new voice guy. That was a quick turnaround, and Cade Wassan normally handles getting all of our drops done from our voice guy, and Cade's on vacation this week. And my hand's in the air. I forgot to have him send off the batch audio to BC. Brian BC is our voice guy. So I got Chris Elliott in our office, who also does all the voice work for the LSU Sports Radio Network. I just asked Chris, I was like, hey, I need you to record this one line for me so I could use it today. So next week we'll have voice guy on Tuesday for Sunshine. Good catch. Antron Hemingway, good morning. Day 2, can't wait for today. Also, is Brian Kelly having a press conference? No. No, and ask anytime. Brian Kelly's not meeting with the media today. The next availability is Monday with players. So we'll get to see some practice today. There's no availability on Saturday. I believe they have an off day on Sunday. Monday, we get to watch the full practice again, and then we get to meet with players after practice. And then I think Brian Kelly meets the media again next Thursday, I want to say. A re-rule, been a minute since College Game Day came to campus. Do you ever get to interview anyone from their show in the week leading up? Absolutely, yeah. Those guys have always been really good. And one of the real benefits, I mean, I'll tell you, it's one of the things about going to a lot of these events, like when you go on the road, when you go to media days and stuff, you get to meet people. So a really good dude with media relations at ESPN is a guy named Derek Vollner, who kind of, Derek and I have become friends. And so a lot of times when he has availability for some of the ESPN talent, he'll kick me an email and be like, hey, do you want fill in the blank? So I remember... I remember at Lambeau, the 2016 game at Lambeau, Derek popped up and I was doing AFR that Friday before at Lambeau, and he's like, "Hey, do you want anybody from game day?" So he ended up bringing Dez up there, Desmond Howard. He brought up George, remember the quarterback guru, George Whitfield. Brought George Whitfield up there. Yeah, he's helped me a ton, like with Monday Night Football guests, and we get Steve Levy, I think Steve Levy was when Steve was doing Monday Night Football. We didn't get Troy and Joe Buck last year, the first year of Monday Night Football. But anyway, yes, Matt, you should not wear those shoes until LSU plays for the Natty. I'm sure that I'm going to wear them before. Ryan Pike said, Game Coin update. Ryan, I'm actually having lunch today with David Mailer and another one of the board members. So ask me tomorrow morning, and I will have something for you. Ask me tomorrow morning on Morning Scone. Let's see. Michael B., good morning, Matt. And Ben. Without actual contact, the DL and LBs can't affect the passing game. It'll be there. That is a very important distinction. It is. But all I can tell you is what we saw yesterday, and that is right to say. But if that holds and LSU don't get a pass rush, if Ryan Pike, y'all smash that like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel. Ryan Pike, Saints just extended Cam Jordan, by the way, 2 years, $27.5 million per Adam Schefter. Okay, good news. Thanks for the heads up on that. I like it. Let Cam finish his career with New Orleans, and good on him for wanting to finish his career in New Orleans. And he is still, man, it's still incredible that Cam Jordan has never been, despite his production, consistency, availability, everything. He's never been at the top earners at his position. Like Myles Garrett, 25 million. Max, this is average per year. Max Crosby's 23. Trey Hendrickson, 21. Leonard Williams, 21. Von Miller, 20. Von Miller, 20. Cam Jordan, 17.5. All right, let's see. Let's see, Charlie Uvell. It'll be interesting to see if all the transfers mesh with the returners on defense. They did last year, Charlie. There's a lot of confidence in Matt House. Oh, the other thing, too, man, we got to watch John Jancic and Bob Diaco yesterday on the field. Man, obviously, sincerely, prayers for Jimmy Lindsey that he gets healthy and is back out there quickly. That's most important. I don't know that there's going to be much drop off with Bob Diaco going on the field and Jancic sliding into Coach D line. I mean, it's like riding a bike for those guys. They've just done it for so long. And Bob Diaco is all energy. I mean, he's an Italian from Jersey who is loud like an Italian from Jersey. And I mean that in the most complimentary way possible. And he is all energy, man. Like, he's out there working with the jack linebackers, and they're doing this drill where they have a blocker coming down on them as they're making their way to the field. They have to hit the arm pad and then rip and get up the field. And Bob Diaco's like demonstrated full speed, like hitting the pads. And I'm like, Jesus, this guy. I mean, not walking through. I mean, he's like doing the drill. He's going to be fun to watch. Jason Horn, Jeff McKithen, Denny Landry, Tony Williams. Hey, Dad, good morning. Jason Horn, what's going on? Matt, did you and Gottrid bust open that bottle? I'm guessing you mean the bottle of Cade Beloso. That's probably Hot Rod. No, we haven't. I'll tell you why. We're waiting on a day when Cade can come and do it in studio with us. So me, Hot Rod, and Cade, we're going to do it in studio. But getting Cade scheduled to work out has been tricky. But we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Tiger Diver, Judo 4. We getting trolled hard. What does that mean? Tim Gotro, good morning. Scott Fontenot, if anyone has any thought that Jaden isn't the starter, they need some help. Oh, for sure, Scott. I mean, Jade Daniels is. I don't know. Yeah, Jade Daniels is going to play quarterback. That's not anything we need to discuss. Spurge, what's up? Mason Dixon, good morning. Get a look at Mason Smith. Yeah, thanks for asking that, man. I should have mentioned. So it looks great. He was doing it like he literally no limitations. He had a brace on both knees, the hard brace on both knees, and a lot of the linemen wear those. Most of the linemen wear those. But like literally no limitations whatsoever. He was hitting the sleds. He was doing pursuit drills. I mean, literally zero limitations. Did literally everything. Cliff Nelson, yeah, he said as highly touted as Sage Ryan was coming out, is this a make or break year for him? It feels like it, Cliff. It feels like it. Year 3, Greg Brooks is back in that nickel role, and if you bring in Andre Sam to play safety and he's ahead of Sage, I think that says a lot. So, I don't know where he fits in this year. Hopefully he improves from last year and plays really well, and maybe pushes for a starting job. But, to be out there on day one and to have Andre Sam running with the ones is kind of at safety is kind of telling. And I mean, Greg Brooks is just a better nickel than than Sage, and that's not a knock on Sage. It's just Greg Brooks is a better nickel. That's his best spot on the field. So, Devin, is Thomas receiver still on? Oh, Brian Thomas, yes, absolutely. He was great too. I mean, when we'd see base and they'd be in 3 receiver sets, it was Malik Neighbors, Kyron Lacy, and Brian Thomas, and then your tight end, of course, is Mason Taylor. E-Rock, smash the like button.
Smash that like button.
All right, y'all, we might be just about done. Any more? I think we're done. Okay. YouTube, do me a favor and
smash that like button.
Subscribe up to the channel if you're new. Facebook, please like the Matt Moscone page and share the post. We appreciate y'all for being there as well. As always, shout out to Brock. Remember, if you need orthopedists, go to Brock. They're the best. I mean, LSU team docs are all Brock doctors, and you know, I had my knee surgery done, went to Brock. It just where you go, they're the best. So, all the subspecialties with locations all over Greater Baton Rouge as well. So, brortho.com. Of course, Hudco Roofing, man. Hudco, y'all. Thank you to everybody who has given Hudco a shout and you know, an opportunity to earn your business. There was obviously terrible weather earlier this week, which a lot of people saw, the downed trees, the heavy wind. And what we're seeing is a ton of people who've called their insurance company, they've gotten the adjuster out, and just they're getting insurance to buy them new roofs. So if you, I mean, the way I would say it is if your neighbor got a roof inspection, if your neighbor's getting a new roof, someone in your neighborhood's getting a new, chances are you had the same storm affect your home as well. So we'd love to give you a free no obligation roofing inspection. We'll send an inspector to get up on the roof, check it out. If you have damage, we'll help you file the claim. Or if you've already filed the claim, had the adjuster out, you got your roofing paperwork from your insurance company, all you gotta do is pick out a shingle color and we're ready to jam. We'll get you on the schedule, get it knocked out. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com, all over the state of Louisiana. No matter where you are in Louisiana, we can help you out. Hudco Roofing and HudcoRoofing.com. Stretch my neck. Okay, all right, y'all. So again, media availability practice days at 9:45 Central Time. I think we get 15 minutes, so a little after 10 a.m. Central. You should start to see some of the videos and images and reports coming out. So we'll look for it then. So. Okay, y'all, thanks for watching. As always, have a great day. Peace.